Let's dive right in. Today, some big news from Annapolis, Maryland. Schools are facing massive funding cuts. Are students the biggest losers? Hey everyone, Garrett here. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett.
Hi there. This is Leah. Glad to have you with us today from Annapolis. Let's open the book on some local stories that matter. Okay, first up, this one is a big deal. Maryland's high-poverty schools are in trouble with a potential $400 million funding cut. Yikes. Turns out, federal funding's pretty vital for these schools. April 2nd, 2025, was the date when they announced more than $400 million in losses for education. That's a lot, right? Education experts are worried. These schools rely heavily on federal funds because they don't have much local tax revenue to fall back on. Kind of tough to imagine what they'll do.
Totally agree. This is like a classic case of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, right? High-poverty schools already struggle, and losing federal funds? That's a curveball. I mean, federal funding is super critical to these schools. They don't have the luxury of robust local taxes supporting them. What gives? All right, let's roll on. Next up, a pretty intense legal case is back in the spotlight. Pasadena's own Hank Eds Jr., remember him? He might be facing more jail time after a probation violation tied to a boating accident back in 2022. Eds pleaded guilty to manslaughter in October 2023 after a tragic hit-and-run boating accident killed Laura Slattery, a local mother. So sad, honestly. He was on probation but was caught operating a boat in 2024. Now, with a hearing on April 7th, 2025, he could see more time behind bars. Harsh, but justice, right?
Honestly, it's like, come on. After all the damage done, violating probation just doesn't fly. Families need closure, and justice matters. Okay, let's move on. Here's where it gets really interesting. The Maryland Senate recently passed a pretty heated bill. It's about the blueprint for Maryland's future, which got an amendment causing a lot of buzz over trans athletes' participation in sports. On April 2nd, 2025, they discussed this controversial amendment. Fairness and equality are central to these debates, and they reflect how society is evolving.
I'm all about that perspective. Understanding inclusivity in sports is vital. These discussions help show where society's headed. That's worth chewing on. Next on our list, let's shed some light on Maryland's plans for reparations. Huge news. April 2nd saw the Maryland House give a thumbs up to a commission studying reparations for descendants of enslaved Marylanders. It's about righting those historical wrongs. Reparations can help tackle socioeconomic gaps born from past injustices. Pretty profound stuff.
This one really resonates with me. Historical accountability can lead to societal healing. Can you believe Maryland's stepping up like this? It's commendable. All right, here's a lighter one to wrap up with. Navy football's recent pro day showcased some impressive talents. Rayuan Lane, standout Navy safety, led the charge on April 2nd, 2025. Scouts were eyeing him and teammates for potential NFL opportunities. These pro days are crucial for athletes dreaming of going pro, and the unique commitments of Navy players add intrigue.
That's pretty cool, right? Seeing these guys get scouted despite their Navy commitments is exciting. Hats off to them for catching such attention. All right, that ties it up nicely for us today.
And there we have it, full circle. Thanks for joining us on Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett here in Annapolis.
Be sure to catch us tomorrow and have a great day.